What's up, Chicago Bears fans? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Brent C. BearsMediaCo. We are back at it, bringing you another video. And hey, hope everything is going well for you out there in Bears land. So today, we're going to talk about 2024 Chicago Bears free agents. Now, next year, or I should say at the end of this season, Ryan Poles, our general manager, he is going to have one hell of an offseason. Not because we're doing well, but because he has a lot of decisions to make towards players on this roster. Now, even though he has done some good things, he has done some questionable things. So, we're going to look at it today. And as always, follow along, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave your boy a comment, because as of right now, I'm only getting crazy comments. Somebody out there give me a logical, sensible comment. That'll be nice. Instead of, hey, maybe if you trade quarterback 1 for a 6th rounder, everything will be all right. I don't know where all this is coming from, and these trolls or whatever it is, it's absolutely insane. All right, so let's get on with the show, and as always, boom, let's do it. So, starting off, offensive players. Now look, at the end of the season, we're only going to have one tight end under contract, and that is Cole Kmet. The other two that we currently have under contract, Robert Tonyan and Mercedes Lewis, both of those guys are gone at the end of the year if we don't offer them a new contract. So, Ryan Poles, first line of duty, what are we going to do with the tight ends? Now, supposedly, we were supposed to use the tight ends quite a bit. Now, we have been using Mercedes Lewis quite a bit in blocking in the last couple games. So hopefully, we bring him back. Still a great run blocker, still a great pass blocker. Why not bring him back? Another reasonable deal, somewhere in the $2 to $3 million range. Something where I think both him and the team can be happy with. So, moving on. Running backs. Well, we're loaded there still. Khalil Herbert still under contract, his rookie contract. We still have Roschon Johnson and the 4th stringer currently and special team ace, Travis Homer. Now, Darrington Evans, while we've had some injuries in the running back room, he came off the street to come out and help us out since he had familiarity with the offense. And then we have my guy, Dante Foreman. Only on a 1-year contract, sad to say, but at $2 million, hey, 2024, give him a little bit of raise and bring him back. Hopefully, I would love for him to be brought back on the 2 to 3 year contract extension, worth maybe, I don't know, $3.5 million a year. I think he'll go for it. And he's someone I think will be a great fit for whoever comes in. If we make a change with the coaching staff, he's a hard runner and a more senior version of Roschon Johnson. So, something to look forward to. Moving on to our wide receivers. We will have only 3 wide receivers under contract by the end of the season. Those 3 are DJ Moore, our number 1 receiver, Tyler Scott, sort of like our 4th string receiver right now, and our special team ace, Velus Jones. Now, there is a chance, hopefully, that Darnell Mooney gets re-signed, someone that has been with the Bears for his entire career, and extending him, hopefully, encourages, Justin Fields to, include him a little bit more in the offense. And I know he is not the offensive coordinator, but whoever, and I'm hoping that we do get a new coaching staff in here that can, design a plan for Justin Fields. But bringing back Darnell Mooney will be a great plus for our Chicago Bears, as he has been here his entire career, as I said, and he has a good rapport with Justin Fields. Looking forward at our offensive line. Well, pretty much everyone comes back except for Lucas Patrick. Lucas Patrick being our only true center starter right now. Been here for 2 years, been off injured, so with his contract being up at the end of this year, not sure we're going to really miss him. We can probably, more than likely, get a better version in the draft upcoming. So something to look forward to. As most of you know, I'm really high on Cedric Van Pran out of the University of Georgia. So we have options. And of course, an undrafted free agent that we picked up last year out of the University of Illinois, Doug Kramer, is our undrafted free agent out of the University of Illinois, who is pretty much has not seen any regular season action, but played quite a bit in this preseason that we had here in 2023. So he did a decent job, but at 6'2", 300, maybe a little bit too undersized, going up against some of the better defensive lines in the NFL. So you never know what Ryan Poles is going to do. So we'll keep our eyes open and see what we do at that center position. Now, Cody White here, the guy that I've said often is a very weak link along our offensive line. Now, he still has one more year on his contract, but he's going to count almost $11 million toward our cap. But if we cut him after June 1st, he will only count $3 million against the cap. So, hey, he's about 34 years old. Pretty sure that we're not going to retain him after this year, because he's had more bad than good line play so far this year. And of course, someone, a position that we can upgrade in a draft, as this 2024 draft is very loaded with offensive line help. Pretty darn good class. So Cody White here, we might be saying goodbye at the end of this year. So we shall see. Our offensive line will be pretty much kept intact. Braxton Jones, our left tackle, still under contract, rookie contract. Larry Borum, still under his rookie contract, being our swing tackle. And of course, our right tackle, who we just drafted this year, he'll be under contract. Now, looking at our right guard situation, Nate Davis will be under contract next year. But as we have seen this year, a lot of problems staying in our starting rotation, even though he's a starter. Missed some time with personal issues at the beginning of the season. Now dealing with a high ankle sprain. Not sure how long he's going to be out. So this is his first year with the Bears. And so far, hasn't really done much. Now when he has been in, he looked pretty darn good. So under contract, still has, a year before we can actually look at cutting him. Otherwise, I think there's somewhere in the neighborhood of a $13 million cap hit, which we cannot and hopefully will not take. So there's that. Now behind him is Jatir Carter, 6th-rounder that we got a couple years ago. Solid backup. Feel very good about him. Under contract, like I say, for another couple years before you have to make a decision on him. The time that he has been in the game has played very well. Now, he is a right guard and right guard only. I know we tried him somewhat in left guard. Didn't play very well, in my opinion, during that time. So Nate Davis, Jatir Carter, strictly right guards. So during the draft, free agency, maybe something we're not going to look into, but we'll have to see. Now moving on over there to my guy at the left guard position, Tevin Jenkins. We all know and love Tevin, one of the best offensive linemen we have. Last year he proved he was the best offensive lineman that we had. This year, once again, a very, very valuable part of our offensive line. Still under his rookie contract. Now, as you know, Tevin has missed quite a bit of time every year that he's been here. So 3 years, 3 injuries that have kept him out of games. So something that we're definitely going to have to look into. And, well, probably going to need to draft a good backup just in case he doesn't miss time in 2024. Now, at the end of this year, we do not have a backup at left guard. So we definitely need to look into that, and I'm sure Ryan Poles and his staff will be going through all of this upcoming draft prospects, and left guard has to be in there somewhere, as you know, right there along with center. One thing that I've said, you watch previous videos, left tackle, center, primary needs for the Bears, in my opinion, something that we really need to look into and something we're really going to need. Now, left tackle, the guy from Penn State, Alu Fashanu, far superior than anyone we have on the roster right now. Braxton Jones, Larry Borum, definite upgrade over both of them. So, and he's top 5 player prospect for next year. So with 2 draft picks, we're probably going to use 1 on him. So I would be happy with that because some of the games I've seen played pretty darn good. The one game where he really didn't do well was playing against JT Tuimalo from Ohio State. Got pushed back quite a bit, well, not quite a bit, against 10 times that they went up against each other. Fashanu won 6 out of the 10 times. So something to keep an eye on, but it would be nice if we can get Fashanu in the first and JT in the second. That'd make me happy. We don't have to worry about him attacking our offensive line later on down the line. Okay? So get ready. Let's move on over to the defensive side of the ball and probably decide, for me, we don't need as much draft capital to put into, but there's always going to be speculation of adding younger, better players across the board. Before we get to the defensive side of the ball, let me finish my thought on our wide receivers. Now, like I said, we have 3 wide receivers, DJ Moore, Tyler Scott, and Velus Jones under contract. But this upcoming draft class, we have a motherload of wide receivers coming out that will fit in very nicely with the Chicago Bears. And of course, number 1 on that list, Marvin Harrison Jr., playing for Ohio State. Now, I can just imagine with DJ Moore on one side, Marvin Harrison on the other, Tyler Scott in the slot, with Justin Fields back there. Hey, we're looking for some fun times next year, Chicago Bears fans, if we can get Marvin Harrison to come join us. So let's get on over there to the defensive side of the ball. Now, on the defensive side, defensive tackles, all we have is Justin Jones coming to the end of his contract. So we still have Jervon Dexter, Zach Pickens, and our main man, Mr. Billings, under contract for next year. So, you know, defensive tackle, not that high of a need, but hopefully, as always, looking to draft DT maybe in the middle of the late rounds to add in the rotation. That would be a good thing. Now, the one big problem area for us Chicago Bears fans, defensive end. because we only have one. Well, I take that back. We have two defensive ends under contract for next year, and that is the backup, Dominique Robinson, which has been here for his entire career. This is his third year. Hasn't really shown much. Had some pressures, but all in all, he's just a basic player. Now our starter and big free agent pickup from last year, well, I should say from this year, 2023, is now DeMarcus Walker. Now DeMarcus Walker has shown, good pressure on opposing quarterbacks, but no sacks, as far as I can remember. Now, against the run, he's top notch. Plays the run very well on his side, so something as a positive for him and for our defense. Just no pass rush ability as of yet. Maybe another year in the system, or in whoever's system, new defensive coordinator system that he plays in for 2024, he'll show a little bit more promise than he has so far this year. So, with two defensive ends leaving, Rasheem Green being one of them, and Yannick Ngakoue is the other defensive end whose contract will be up by the end of this year. Now, so far, 2023, 1 sack and a few pressures. Has held up fairly well against the run, so bringing him back may be an option, maybe, but we'll have to see. Not exactly, making big splashes anywhere so far. So we're about, 7 games in, so we'll have to see, Bears fans. Defensive end is a definite need in our defense. Unfortunately, for the 2024 draft, defensive end is very, very light. Really about the only defensive end that has any kind of staying power, I guess, for lack of a better word, is Jared Verse. But Jared Verse has 3 sacks on the year. Hasn't really done much. Now he's in the new system. He's standing up more than having his hand in the dirt. So hopefully in the new system with the hand in the dirt, he can go back to where he was in 2022, where he had 7.5 sacks. So something to look forward to if we don't bring him back under a new contract. Now, as far as our linebackers are concerned, we are straight. Jack Sanborn, Tremaine Edmonds, and JT Edwards, we're great there. Then you look at our backup, Sewell, who I'm anxious to see hopefully one of these days. Spectacular kid. Really like his game. Special teams guy right now. And he's making, a few splash plays on special teams, but I would love to see him get a little bit more playing time, but he has to earn it. Has to earn that role, right? So, let's get on to our safeties. Now, our safeties, strong safeties, Jaquan Brisker, as well as Greg Stroman, 2 guys that you can count on. Nothing too big for either one of them. Of course, Jaquan Brisker is the star of our secondary. Very dynamic playmaker. A lot of energy. Brings the wood every game. Now, sometimes some of that energy gets the best of him, but all in all, a great player for our Chicago Bears defense. Now we're going to look over here at free safety, where Eddie Jackson, entering into like his 9th year, 30 years old or so, a guy that has produced and then not produced and then produced, and so far this year been fair to middling, specifically because he can't stay healthy because of a foot injury. Now, Eddie, he's going to count quite a bit against our salary cap for next year. Now, Eddie is going to count almost $17 million. Eddie Jackson, right? Our free safety. He is a guy, like I say, he's produced a little bit since he's been on the team, and he's been here since he was a rookie. But counting $17 million against the cap, that's quite a bit for a guy who stays injured and hasn't really got the interceptions like he was on his way to last year. I mean, he was definitely on his way to a Pro Bowl season in 2022, but so far, 2023, injuries and a little bit of average play, probably going to get cut with a post-June 1st designation, which would take that $17 million cap hit down to $4 million. Now, I know what you're saying. That's big. And yes, it is. So, for me, I'm saying at the end of this year, Eddie, thank you for all that you have done. But I hope you the best in whatever your future endeavors include. That's just my opinion. Now, looking at our cornerbacks, we have a young group because of injury this year. They've gotten playing experience. Let me just say it like that. And when called upon, they have performed greatly in this defense. Now, starting off, of course, Jalen Johnson, been injured a little bit this year, but hey, one of our better cornerbacks, not one of our better, probably our best corner on the team. Always in the right spot, doesn't allow a whole lot of completions to wide receivers. And this past game, he was matched up quite a bit with Davante Adams. Well, maybe not quite a bit, but he was out there a few times on him, and one of his picks, his second pick of the game, he was on Davante Adams. So very good player. Like I say, injured quite a bit, at least every year. He's been missed one or two games, so we got to weigh that when looking for contract extension. Injuries, not much in the way of interceptions. I think he probably has 4 in 4 years, so not that great. Now, Tyreek Stevenson, he's a rookie. Looks very good, very physical, but he's also a penalty machine. So, I should say but Ryan Poles, he's going to have a little bit of a talking to him. Hopefully, with time, he'll get better with that. Very dynamic playmaker. I like him. Like I say, good physical corner. You don't have too many of those in the league. So, hey, shout out to you, Tyreek Stevens. You're our bear guy. Now, behind them, we have Kyler Gordon. Now, Kyler Gordon, our nickel cornerback, dynamic playmaker. So far this year, hey, this dude is hitting. He's been pretty physical this year, which, has led to him missing a couple games, which seems to be a theme with the Bears. Great hitters, but injuries. So you got to take that for what it's worth, right? Now, he's only in his, second year? So I think that we are definitely set up cornerback-wise, for going into the future. But I do see us maybe picking up 1, maybe 2 cornerbacks in the draft. So we'll have to see, Bears fans. Now, outside of that, last thing before I go, the Chicago Bears, they are looking at $96 million in cap space next year. So, hey, we have enough money, cap space, or I shouldn't say we, but the Chicago Bears have enough cap space to sign quite a few people. Hopefully they manage the money well, and we can get some solid players. And in the next video, BearsMediaCo, we're going to look at future Chicago Bears who will be 2024 free agents. All right? So, with that, I'm going to get up out of here. And as always, don't forget to follow us on all the social medias. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. And, hey, we have our own webpage. So look for us on our webpage, So click the links down below. Come follow us on all the socials. And, don't forget, hit that subscribe button and leave your boy a comment. I keep asking for a comment. No one seems to do it unless it's the crazy people. but with that, Bears fans, as always, we're going to get up out of here. And as always, From me to you, peace.